Hello, my name is Agustinus Ripaldo. Our topic is about introduction of second language acquisition. Classroom language is the language used to communicate and survive in class without using the mother tongue. This classroom language is teaching English, using English to be able to use this. The teacher gradually provide word phrases, sentences, and expressions that are usually used in the teaching and learning process in the classroom. Strategy for using class language. English teacher can follow the steps suggested by Caldron, which states that there are several strategies that teachers should do in using classroom language, namely speak slower, using phrase, change pronunciation, model vocabulary, simply grammar, and using context. Speak slower. When the teacher uses English in the classroom, the teacher speaks slower than when teachers speak in different situations. That is, then so that students more easily understand the spoken word. Using pause. The teacher uses pause and using English to provide opportunities for students to understand and guess the meaning spoken. Flash the pause used by the teacher between words, between phrases, and between sentences. The teacher makes a longer pause when connecting to a sentence. Change the pronunciation. When teaching, teachers often use non-standard pronunciation because when the teacher uses standard pronunciation, many students cannot understand the meaning of what is said. In this case, the teacher can follow the dialect of the regional language. However, to get to correct pronunciation, the teacher also insert correct pronunciation by writing the word that are said. Modify vocabulary. In this step, the teacher chooses vocabulary that is easy to understand and relates to daily activities. This does make English more meaningful and usable in daily activities. And the simplified grammar. At this step, the teacher does not always use the correct grammar. Teacher pay more attention to grammar so that students don't focus too much on grammar. It is done because students do not dare to speak because they are afraid of using the wrong grammar. Analyze using context. At this step, the teacher uses objects in the classroom or at school to help students understand the speak a language. Then the teacher also refer or sometimes answer his own question in order to familiarize students with hearing and speaking English. In addition, the teacher also designs English texts that are suitable for the students' environment. Learning activities consist of three activities, namely initial activities, core activities, and closing activities. To use the classroom language, the teacher uses English is often used in this activity to be more effective. The teacher distributed the text to students at the beginning of the school year meeting. This is meant to avoid student confusion. And the processing instruction. After a child acquires his first language B1, then the child will experience the process of acquiring a second language B2. There what is called limit learning. For the problem discussed, there are expert who call it language learning and some call it a second language acquisition. The use of the language learning on the belief that a second language can be mastered only through the learning process and intentionally and consciously. And the process of language acquisition and second language learning. Learning a second language occurs in a multilingual society. That is, when students have to start learning a second language to be able to communicate between regions, provinces, or broader communities. Language substance issue. Issues related to language substance include language transfer, info and variability. The phenomenon of language transfer has become the focus of the study of second language teaching experts. But before the view of the second language acquisition, discipline and at the beginning of the development of these branches of science. And our uniqueness of instruction. Instruction we have its unique reflection. In this section we present two instances where the instruction may have produced unique result. Privacy. Comfort naturalistic versus instructed learner in terms of their acquisition of relative class. Its difference may have contributed to the more sophisticated use of English by the formal group and the socio-economic level of the two groups was sufficiently different to call into question the findings based purely on learning. And the last, effectiveness of instruction. What is instructional effectiveness? Instructional effectiveness refers to the broad range to knowledge, preparation, skills, and attitudes that result in effective teaching and student learning. Instructional effectiveness is a complex construct and includes numerous dimensions, behaviors, skill, and characteristics.